Yes, Virginia, There is a Santa Claus is really sweet. This is an animation from 1974, and by pure coincidence, I think last week I watched the 2009 Yes, Virginia, which is based on the same letter to the New York Sun. And watching this one, I kind of wish I'd done it the other way on, but I didn't actually realize this existed until just now. But I have to say, they're both very sweet versions of telling the same story. I won't say if one's better than the other because they're very different experiences, but it's about a young girl called Virginia who is trying to write a paper for her class about whether there is a Santa Claus. And on her quest to find an answer, she writes a letter to the New York Sun, the newspaper. And I won't say what happens as a result of that. There's a whole Wikipedia article on this. It's based on a true story. Really fascinating, really interesting stuff. And it's all about this one girl's quest to find not necessarily evidence for something she believes in, but an answer. And throughout this, we get various adults never giving her a straight answer, but telling her things like, people didn't always believe in certain things that they could see. There was never proof for these things. And then things that we thought we knew changed. For example, I'm sure it gave the example of the Earth being round. I might be making that up. I'm sure that's the example they give. But that kind of thing, where people believe one thing and then beliefs change. So belief isn't concrete. And then also the fact that people believe in things they can't see. Virginia in this gives the example of the post office. She rather charmingly asks her father if the post office is real. And her father says, "Of course it is, you know it is." But then she replies, "But I've never seen the post office." Which I thought was a pretty wise, intelligent thing for this little girl to see, because she's never been to the post office, so she just has to take other people's word for it. Why won't people believe in Santa Claus just because they've never seen him? And I think it's really sweet and really moving. The animation quality is really nice. It's very, very rough around the edges, even for the 70s. It's not the best animation, but that kind of just gives it a more charming, almost childlike quality. Very sweet and very easy to watch. The color palette's very, soft and delicate and gentle. It's very well, I don't want to use the word slow. It's not a slow narrative, but it's not quick. It's not something that requires you to pay, full attention to every second or you'll miss something. It's a very gentle, easy watch. Very, very well written. And the vocal performances are great. Unfortunately, I can't find out who did the vocal performances for this because I can't find that much information, to be honest, about the 1974 version. If anybody knows, actually, that's a lie. I just paused and I did just find something. It's directed by the brilliant Bill Melendez. That's really interesting, actually, because when I was watching this, part of me did think, hey, this kind of has a Charlie Brown appeal to it. And then it turns out it was directed by Bill Melendez, so fair enough, there we go. Written by Mort Green and narrated by the brilliant Jim Backus, with Courtney Lemmon voicing Virginia. Definitely worth checking out. It's very sweet, beautifully animated, very well written. If you've seen the 2009 version, absolutely check it out as well. And also, if you haven't, I recommend both of them. They're obviously very similar, but in some ways very different. The animation style is very different, but it works very well. Really enjoyed it. Yes, Virginia, There is a Santa Claus is really sweet and one I'd be very happy to watch again.